Welcome to Jeopardy! In today's presentation, we're going to use the Jeopardy format to show how you can use this strategy to engage your students and assist them in their learning. Similar to the traditional TV game, we've set up the board and the different point values under each category. For the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to go through all of the categories in a singular and linear fashion from the first and least point value all the way through to the end and the highest point value. We decided to use our guiding questions as our categories in order to show that this is a viable method of engaging our students. So for our first category, we will enter strategy and ensure that it is explained in enough detail for the learner. Our players today are Susan and Doug. Susan, you can choose the point value for the first category.
Strategy for 10.
Perfect. And strategy for 10 we have collaborative. And Susan, your question.
What is the primary mode of this student engagement technique?
Yes, this is a very collaborative process of learning because students are working together in teams to make sure they have more brain power to draw from, which fosters discussion and team building. On to our next question. Discussing. Susan.
What is the activity focus for this student engagement technique?
That is correct. The activity focus is to ensure that students are discussing each answer with each other in order to come up with the proper question. Next up, we have single session. Susan again.
What is the duration of this activity?
Yes, the duration is to be done in a single session in order to remain fun, topic related, and they are not overly stressed with research requirements. Our next answer is fact-related information.
What's the most effective type of research topic for this type of engagement technique?
That is correct. And our last answer in this category is yes.
Is the strategy explained in enough detail?
Yes. The text provides detailed information that explains this strategy in full. It provides the reader with the facts necessary to run the game for the learner's benefit. Our next category is context. Our first clue under this category is test preparation.
What is this particular student engagement technique most suited for to assist students?
Yes, simple fact-based information is the best type of information that allows short answer and short questions. 12 to 20 students.
In what size of class would this technique work best?
Absolutely. With either too small or too large of a class size, this would not be an effective technique. A 3-hour tour.
How much time is required in order to research the questions and play the game?
Yes, you will need approximately 3 hours in order to research the questions, set up the game, and conduct the exercise with the class. Safety first.
Why is team-based learning effective for this exercise?
We know that if you do not feel safe in the class, you are unlikely to participate, and having a team-based strategy encourages participation based on everyone taking the same risk in answering team-based questions. Subjective, highly involved answers.
In what context would this strategy work best?
Ooh, unfortunately, Susan, this time you're wrong. Doug? Doug does not have an answer. The question is actually, in which context would this strategy not be effective? The answer is that it is not as effective for subjective, highly involved answers. I would like to remind you, Doug, that all you have to do is push that little button on top of your buzzer and you can ring in as well. Our next category is limitations. And our first answer under limitations is apathy. Doug, would you like to take this one? No? I'm starting to think you just don't care. Susan.
What is one of the challenges faced by the class in creating a successful game?
Yes, apathy or disinterest from a learner would limit the effectiveness of their team and the team's contribution to the class exercise. This needs to be addressed in the directions for the exercise. Time sensitive.
How could this not work in a class environment?
If the class is inattentive or poorly organized, or if there is not enough time left in the class to complete the game, then the learning will be less effective, as not all categories will be opened and the review will be less effective than planned. There must be enough time for the complete game to be played. I believe this is supposed to say tools and resources. Susan, do you have a question?
What do you need to ensure the learner gets the most benefit from the technology?
Ah, yes, as our slide shows, with incomplete tools and resources, the student will not get the full benefit of the game. And our next slide is Preparation.
What lack is guaranteed to ensure failure of this exercise?
Lack of preparation from the instructor as well as from the student teams can be limiting in the effectiveness of the clues and the questions and the answers. And next up we have, we have what seems to be a blank slide. Oh, Susan?
Technical difficulties?
Ah, yes. What are technical difficulties? When conducting any type of training via electronics and technology, you have to be prepared for technical difficulties. Always have a plan B. That concludes this category. Next up, we have advantages. And under our first answer for advantages, we have team building. Susan.
What does the collaborative part of this strategy encourage?
Students who work together to challenge other students develop a friendly, competitive spirit while building their relationships with their peers. Fun.
How do students most often describe this strategy?
The game can be fast-paced and exciting when properly prepared, and it is a refreshing change of pace from standard lecture and review technique. Friendly competition.
What does teams of students playing against each other encourage?
Very good. As previously mentioned, competition can bring out the need to face the challenge and succeed, proving to themselves and their peers their ability to discuss the topic at hand. Fast. Oh, I'm sorry we didn't have anyone ring in time. This game is fast-paced and a challenge based on the time available to make an answer within the regulated time. Please try and be a little bit quicker with your answers, Susan and Doug, if you decide to play. Our next answer seems to be infinity.
What are the advantages of this strategy?
Ah, yes, they are infinite in number. Impossible to list them all in this short presentation. And for our last category, we have best practices. Doug, let's see if you can get in here. Our first answer, PowerPoint, overhead, flashcards.
What are 3 different and excellent means of displaying the questions and answers for this Jeopardy game?
Absolutely. Our next answer, scorekeeper or assistant.
What is the role of the teacher's assistant within this game?
Yes, by appointing one of these, the instructor can increase their availability to the learners for rule keeping and assisting with supporting information. Our next answer is make them do the work.
How does the instructor ensure the most effective learning experience for the student?
Absolutely. Students must research the topics assigned and will learn from that research. The instructor will assign more than one topic to each student and require at least one question per topic assigned. Our next answer, egg timer.
What is an inexpensive and reliable method of timekeeping for the answers?
You're on fire, Susan. It doesn't have to be elaborate and expensive to be effective. Students enjoy watching the time tick down on their opponents. And our last answer in regular Jeopardy is rules and directions.
What are clearly labeled in the text and must be set out ahead of time for all to understand and follow?
It is of vital importance to have clear direction on the rules, understood ahead of time, and the rationale for the game should also be explained so that the students accept the importance of their research. And now it's time for Final Jeopardy! Our answer in Final Jeopardy is facilitator, moderator, rule keeper, judge, source of supporting information. We're going to go to Doug first for his answer, as he was in second place. Doug, what did you get? What is the role of the learner? Ooh, I'm sorry, Doug, that is incorrect. Let's see what Susan had. What is the role of the educator? Yes, that is correct, Susan. The educator is the facilitator, the moderator, the rule keeper, the judge, and the source of supporting information. Thank you all for playing with us today. This has been an Instructional Strategies video on behalf of Susan Falconer for PIDP 3250, School of Instructor Education at Vancouver Community College.